Hey guys, it's Emily from ButterBeliever.com, and today it's time for another episode of Q&A. Catherine asks, I just discovered your blog and immediately liked your Facebook page. I am a Weston A. Price Foundation fan and completely agree with your philosophy. I was a bit concerned, however, about your claim in a previous Q&A video, namely that most cod liver oil is factory processed in a way that strips out all the good nutrients and vitamins. Synthetic vitamins are then added back in. Well, I take Carlson Labs cod liver oil, and I'm worried now. Do you have any substantiation for these claims? I take my supplements very seriously. Well, that's great that you have this concern about the cod liver oil that you are taking. I got that information straight from the Weston A. Price Foundation site. There's an article in there that lays out the recommendations for cod liver oil and explains a little bit about the different brands and why they're different. And let me just pull that up. It actually says, as of spring 2009, we recommend the following brands of cod liver oil. Sources of high vitamin fermented cod liver oil and high vitamin cod liver oil with natural vitamins added back in are in the best category. Sources of processed cod liver oil with synthetic vitamins in the right proportions are in the good category. We do not recommend brands of cod liver oil that only have low levels of vitamins A and D. And so it says right on there, in the best category is pretty much only the fermented cod liver oil that can be found on my resources page, which I'll link to. And then in the good category, it does list on there Carlson soft gel cod liver oil super 1,000 milligram capsules. And so the reason why they're not just listing Carlson as a whole, the whole brand, is because they're really, really picky about that proper ratio of vitamins A and D. And so maybe some of their other products, other than that specific capsule, might not have it in the right proportions. So like I said, it does say right in there from the article in Weston Price that the brands in that category, the good category, do have synthetic vitamins. So I believe that, so that's why I really only recommend the fermented cod liver oil. Okay, next up, Carrie Lynn asks, what are your thoughts on all this recent news about arsenic in rice? Do you think it's a valid concern? And if so, is there any way to avoid it? Maybe buying organic rice? Actually, no. Whether or not rice is organic isn't really going to help you out in this case with arsenic. The rice that's found to have the highest levels of arsenic is actually grown in the South here in the U.S., and whether or not it's organic is kind of no consequence because the arsenic is found in the soil already. They didn't add it in, so if you could instead look for rice that is from another country like India, but overall I really wouldn't worry about it. I personally really don't need to worry about it because I actually eat white rice instead of brown rice, which I explained recently in another post why I do that. And so the reason why I don't have to worry because of that is because the arsenic is really concentrated in the bran, which is removed in white rice. So that's an option. You could just not eat brown rice and you'd be covered. But actually, if you're a healthy person and your diet is rich in minerals, there's a lot of minerals that will go a long way in helping you to bind to certain toxins like that, like inorganic arsenic, and detox them from your body. So if you're relatively healthy and you have a diet that's rich in minerals, you should be able to get rid of any arsenic you might ingest, no problem. But if you are still concerned, one thing that you can do is rinse the rice off in water thoroughly, and then you can cook it. This is supposedly like the traditional way in a lot of Asian cultures for cooking rice is a ratio of 6-to-1, so like 6 cups of water and then a cup of rice, and then you can just dump out the excess water when you're done. So that'll reduce it, I think, by about 30% is what they found. But overall, not a huge concern. Arsenic is found in a lot of foods, and if you're healthy, it shouldn't be a problem for you. Okay, and finally, Laura asks, how much gelatin, say by the dry tablespoon, should an adult or child be eating a day? Can we eat too much? Well, I think it's probably going to be hard to naturally want to eat too much gelatin. All it is another form of protein. So, depending on how much protein you're eating, you can make as much of that be gelatin pretty much as you want. So as far as how much protein a day you should be eating, depending on who you ask, you'll hear different things. The Weston A. Price Foundation wants most adults to eat about 40 or 50 grams of protein a day. For children and pregnant women, that's more. If you ask Ray Peat, he will tell you upwards of 100 grams a day is good. And again, he'll tell you as much of that as you want to eat in the form of gelatin is great. So let's see. If you're gonna try to eat 60 grams of protein, for example, there's 12 grams of protein in a tablespoon of gelatin. So that would be five. I had to do the math there. Five tablespoons of gelatin would give you 60 grams. So, I mean, I don't know that I would eat 5 whole tablespoons of gelatin in a day, but it probably wouldn't hurt. So, just figure out how much of protein you personally want to be consuming, and then, you can base the amount of gelatin that you eat every day on that. All right, well, that's it for this week. If you have a question about real food or natural health or anything else you think I might be able to chime in on, feel free to send me an email. It's questions@butterbeliever.com, and I will answer you in an upcoming video. Thanks for watching. Bye.